Hi children, how are you all? All of you are enjoying the classes? Yes? Very good. You are all enjoying our classes, right? Okay, welcome back again to another class. Okay, do you remember me? What's my name? Tell me. What's my name? Yes, Preeti Raj. Okay, Preeti teacher. You remember my name? Very good. Did you all wish me? Some of you didn't. I told you in the last class, no? You have to stand up and wish the teacher. Good morning, children. Tell. Good morning, teacher. Very good. Okay, sit down, please. So, we are all going into the next part of our lesson. Okay? What was the lesson we studied? What was the name of the lesson? Yes, Sinbad the Sailor. Do you remember the story? Very good. How many of you read the story? Read your textbook? All of you. All of you read the lesson. Fantastic. Very good. So anyway, we are going to revise what did we learn in the last class. Clear? Before getting into the lesson, oh, I forgot. Did you take a notebook? Do you have a notebook with you? Yes. Pencil? Ready. Eraser? Ready. Okay, very good. You are all very smart children. I know that. Okay. So before getting into the lesson, let us do a small activity. What is the activity? Very simple. Can you see some questions here? Write answers for these questions in your notebook. Just now itself, you have to write the answers for these questions. They are very simple. Okay, look here. What's the first one? 3 things you can eat. It's very simple, no? What did you eat in the morning? You just think of that and write down. You don't have to take down the question, write only the answer. Write number 1, then just write 3 things you can eat. Clear? Very good. Okay, what's the second one? Second one, 3 things you can buy. What are all the things you can buy? Yeah, you learned about goods in the last class. Do you remember that? Very good. So, you just think of those things and just write down the 3 things you can buy. Clear? Just write down. The third one is 3 things you can watch. Watch means what? Not this wristwatch, okay? See, you can see. 3 things you can watch. You can get clues from this picture. Can you see this picture also? There are certain things which you can include from this group of things. Is it clear? Are you writing? Some of you are not writing. Write down please. Write down children. Okay. You are all very good children. So please write down answers for these things. So what are these things? Shall I repeat? Yes. 3 things you can eat, 3 things you can buy, and 3 things you can watch. Finished? Very good, very good. So, shall we move on? Yes. Let us revise the lesson. You already told me that you read the lesson. So, you know the lesson clearly. Yes? Yes? What did I say in the last class? Whenever you are saying an S, you should show your thumbs up. Okay, very good. So, come back to our lesson. So, what did we learn in the last class? What did we see? Yeah, Sinbad. Who is the hero of our story? Sinbad. Sinbad started his journey on a clear day. What kind of a day was it? It was a clear day. He started his journey on a clear day. Then what happened? What happened? He fell asleep. Then the ship was gone without taking Sinbad. Without taking Sinbad, right? Then what happened then? A chunk of meat fell near him. A piece of meat fell near who? Fell near Sinbad. Fell near Sinbad. You can see a chunk of meat. Okay, then Sinbad was woken up. he saw a chunk of meat was near him. Okay, then what did he see? Birds came flying down to eat the pieces of meat. Eat the pieces of meat. Okay. Then what happens? He was very curious. He became very curious. What is this? From where these pieces of meat are coming? Yes. Then he saw what? He saw what? He saw diamonds shining under the meat pieces. Yes, he was checking very closely and he saw diamond pieces, something shining under the meat pieces. And he understood that, what are they? Yeah, they are diamonds. He became so curious. He became so curious. So, that is the part where we stopped in the last class. Now, we are moving on to the next part of the lesson. Are you ready? Ready? Clear? Okay. Please look at the textbook, okay? I noticed something shining under one of the meat chunks. It was a diamond. A bird picked it up and rose high up in the air. This is the part where we stopped in the last class. We are continuing with the lesson. Then things became clear to me. These men wanted the diamonds, but they were too scared to come down to the valley as there were snakes everywhere. So they were throwing meat chunks in the hope that some diamonds would get stuck to them. Yeah. Then Sinbad was just thinking about the happenings around. Okay, what are the things? He understood these men wanted the diamonds. Already heard that, you already saw in the lesson that some of the men were throwing the pieces of meat. And he understood that these men were throwing them for what? In order to get the diamonds. In order to get the diamonds. But they are afraid. What is the meaning of scared? What is the meaning of scared? Scared means they are frightened. They are afraid. Why they are afraid? Because the valley was full of snakes. Valley was full of snakes. Are you afraid of snakes? I am afraid of snakes. Okay. So that is why they are throwing the pieces of meat to them. So they were throwing meat chunks in the hope that some diamonds would get stuck to them. How diamonds would get stuck to them? What they were hoping and what is going to happen, that is what we are going to see. Okay. So is it clear for you? I repeat. Then things became clear to me. These men wanted the diamonds, but they were too scared to come down to the valley as there were snakes everywhere. So they were throwing meat chunks in the hope that some diamonds would get stuck to them. Okay? Then moving on to the next paragraph. I wanted to know where the birds were flying off with the meat and how the men collected the diamonds later. But you are also curious to know if the birds are coming down and taking the piece of meat, where they are going and what they are doing with the meat. They wanted to know. That's why I told you Sinbad became what? He was very curious. He became curious to know what is going to happen. So he was checking it. Okay. So he wanted to know where the birds were flying off with the meat and how the men collected. Okay. Collected means what? Gathered. The meaning is already given in the text itself. While you read, please go through those words also. Okay, clear? So they were gathering. So these men are gathering the diamonds later. So I thought of a plan. So Sinbad also wanted to have some diamonds. Isn't it? If you are in that place, you will also think like that. I also feel so. I should also get some diamonds. So like that, Sinbad thought of a plan. So what did he do? I tied a large piece of meat to my body using my turban. Okay. One of the birds saw the piece of meat I had tied myself to. It picked me up and carried me to its nest at the other end of the island. So our Sinbad is not only adventurous but also very brave and wise too. He is very brave and wise. So why he is wise or intelligent? Because from this action we can understand that our Sinbad is a wise person too. So what did he do? He tied a large piece of meat. You can see in this picture, okay, what is happening to him. Clear? So he tied a large piece of meat to his body using his turban. Turban means what? Turban's picture is coming in the other slides. So now you can see here, these men are all wearing turbans. Okay, this is called a turban. Okay, it's a long piece of cloth around the head. So our Zindabad tied a large piece of meat to his body using his turban. Then what happened? One of the birds came. One of the birds came down thinking that this is also a large piece of meat, isn't it? So the bird took that piece of meat along with who? Along with our Zindbad. Along with our Zindbad. So it picked me up and carried me to its nest at the other end of the island. Who is this me? Is it me, teacher? No. Who's this me? It's Zindbad. Okay, it's Zindbad. So the bird took Zindbad and carried him to its nest at the other end of the island. I found the nest filled with diamonds. Then what did he see there? Yeah, he saw that a nest, the bird's nest full of diamonds, Okay. I found the nest filled with diamonds. You can see that picture also there. I had to come out of the nest quickly as the birds in the nest were ready to feed on the meat. So, what did he see there? What did he see there? So, Sinbad wanted to come out very fast because the birds in the nest were ready to feed on the meat. They are all ready. There are small birds also. They are all ready to eat the meat. They are all ready to eat the meat because the mother has brought them a good piece of meat. So the tiny birds wanted to eat. Okay. I hid close to the nest for some hours. So what did Sinbad do? Sinbad hid behind the nest for some hours. Then I noticed some of the men who were throwing the meat chunks were coming towards the nest. And what did Sinbad see there? Yeah, some other men. You already saw that, no? Some men were throwing pieces of meat towards the birds. So those men were coming down. For what? They were all coming towards the nest. They scared the bird away and started picking the diamonds. What do? They have some, you can see here, they have some sticks along with them. So they frightened the bird away with their sticks. So the bird flew away and then they were able to gather or take the diamonds from the nest. So then what happens? When I approached them, Sindbad is already, I told you, he also wanted to have some diamonds. He is already a poor person, so he also wanted to have some riches. So Sindbad approached these men. So he went to these men. They were surprised to see me. They were surprised. Why? The men thought that nobody is watching them. Is it clear for you? Yeah. So they thought that there is no one else there. But Sindbad was there. They didn't know. When they saw Sindbad, they became surprised. They are very surprised. Who are you? And what are you doing here? Asked one of them. Who are you? How did you come here? So the men are asking. Okay. I told them how I had come there. So Sindbad explained his story. What could he has told them? He has told them that I have started a journey from there and how did I reach here? We already saw all these things in the beginning. So he explained everything to these men. I told them how I had come there. After listening to my story, they told me that they were traders and that their ship was at the other end of the island. So they are okay. They didn't say anything. They are not rough to him. Okay, they are cool. They were very cool. So the traders means what? Traders means merchants. People who buy and sell things. So he told them his story. After listening to Sindbad's story, the merchants told that Their ship was at the other end of the island. So we are all merchants. Our ship is also waiting at the other side of the island. They also told me that they often came to the island after hearing about its riches from an old man. This is very important. Who told them about the riches? An old man told them about the riches in that island. So they also told me that we often come to this island. Why? Because we know that we will get diamonds from this island like this. So they used to come to this island quite often. And they also told him that they came to know about this story or about this diamonds from an old man. So the traders allowed me to take some diamonds. So what did the traders do? Merchants do? Yeah, they allowed Zindbad. They gave some diamonds to Zindbad also. Then they took me on their ship and we set sail. Yeah, then they are ready to take Zindbad to his place. So Zindbad also got into their ship. So then they took me on their ship and we set sail, started their journey again. At the nearest port, I exchanged some of the diamonds for some goods. So when the next stop for the ship came, our Zindabad got down there. And what did he do? He gave some of the diamonds for some goods. Okay, what is this? Exchanging something for some goods. You might have heard of that system. Okay, it is called barter system. Clear? So we will, instead of money, we will give some items to a person and we will take the things which we need from that particular person. That is what is called barter system. Okay, so here our Zindbad also, he exchanged his diamonds to buy some things, some goods from the person. From there, I finally went back to Baghdad. Yeah, from there, where did he go? To his place. We have to go back to our places, no, after our journey or after our work, isn't it? Yes. So he went back to Baghdad. From where he started the journey? He started the journey from Baghdad. You may know that earth is round, isn't? From where we start, we will reach there back. Yes, clear. That is also clear in the story. So our Zindbad started his journey from Baghdad. Finally, he again went back to Baghdad. So I lived happily with the riches I had gained. Yeah, he was so happy. Are you happy? Yes, I am also happy because Zindbad got many diamonds. Now he is very rich. But when he started the journey, he was a very poor person. But now he is rich. Now he is rich and he is going to live very happily. So I lived happily with the riches I had gained. He had got. Okay. What about the rich things? What about the money? What about the things he got back? He is very happy and he is going to live very happily with the riches he had got. Clear? That is the end of our lesson. Did you understand the story? Okay, children, I told you that what is a turban. Can you see here a picture? Yeah, this is also a turban. Okay. You have to read the lesson very carefully. There are so many difficult words. When I started the lesson itself, I told you to underline the words. Underline the words which are difficult for you. So with this, we are coming to the close of the lesson. Now, we will just look into some of the questions. Are you able to answer these questions? Okay, you have to say the answers. Clear? I can hear. All of you should say the answer. Okay. What object fell near Zindbad? It's already given here. What? A chunk of meat fell near Zindbad. I have written only short answers. Okay, but when you write the answers, you have to write the complete sentence. Clear? So what object fell near Zindbad? A piece of meat or a chunk of meat fell near Zindbad. Then what were the men doing? Yeah, men were throwing huge pieces of meat on the valley from the hills. They were throwing chunks of meat or pieces of meat on the valley from the hills. So these are some of the new words you may see in the lesson. What are the words? Yeah, underline the words, okay? collected. What is this word? Say along with me. Turban, feed on, approached, traders, allowed. Are you all repeating along with me? Please, children, you please do that. Okay, please repeat the words whenever the teacher says to do so. Then only you can learn it very easily. So, in the lesson, you can see in your textbook, there are some opposites given there. So, they are, I think you might have written down your notes also. In that also, there are some opposites given. I have just noted down some of the important opposites. Okay. What is this? A huge cucumber, and this is a very tiny cucumber. So, what is the opposite of huge? Tiny. What is the opposite of surprised? Surprised, disappointed. Lost, found. So, some more questions from the last part of the lesson. Where did the bird take Sinbad to? Can you see this picture? Yeah, the bird is taking Sinbad to where? Yeah, the bird picked him up and carried him to its nest at the other end of the island. The same sentence is in your lesson. Please underline it and read it many times. Okay, then. How did the traders learn about the diamonds on the island? Yeah, they heard about its riches from an old man. Yeah, how did the traders come to know about the riches in the diamond on the valley? Yeah, they heard about his riches from an old man. So this is an assignment for you. It is already in the textbook. Okay, at the end of after the end of the lesson, this question is there. Please look into that also. Arrange the following words in alphabetical order. Then match words with similar meanings. In this group of words, you can see two words have the same meaning. So arrange them in the alphabetical order. Alphabetical order means what? As in a dictionary. Okay. So here, which word will come first? Yeah, a word that starts with A. Acquire. It will come first. Then you have to arrange all the other words in the alphabetical order. Then arrange the words which have the same meaning. Okay, and match them. Match the words which have the same meanings. Is it clear? Okay, fine. So, with this, we come to the close of our lesson, Sinbad the Sailor. So, thank you for watching. I hope you have all understood what I said. Please go through the lesson clearly. If you have any doubts, please ring me up or give a message. Okay, thank you.